Okay, got that little project done. How's everybody doing? You can unmute and chit chat for like 4 minutes until we get ready to start. Hey, Amy.
Donna.
Here. Let's see. Maria or Maya. Do you pronounce it Maya? Okay. And Jade, Chris.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Is it Stacia? I can't see.
Yeah, it's
I
Stacia.
need my computer glasses here, but okay. And Joyce is here. Okay, Joyce, I saw you twice, and Laura and Samantha and Marilyn. And do you guys all know how to do a grid so you see everybody, or are you just seeing me? You don't want to just see me or the one talking, you want to see everybody. You know how to do that, right? Okay. Okay, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Taryn or Taryn or
Taryn.
Taryn?
Yes.
Okay, it's very pretty spelling.
Oh, thank you.
And Colleen is here. Marilyn's here. Okay, did I say Mary? Hi, Mary. Kind of bounce around and get out of place and I'm not sure. Andrea is here. Okay. Did y'all have a good week?
I did.
Who said I did?
Chris Foley.
Oh, Chris, tell us what you did this week.
Well, I hosted a Facebook Live session yesterday with 10 faces and 3 more to follow up on.
Yay. Who else did something fun this past week? It's crow time. We got to get my little. Yay, Diane's got her. Hi, Diane.
Hi. Happy Monday, friends.
Yes. Jessica's here, coming in. Hey, when you come in, does this mute you and then you have to unmute?
Yes.
Or do you have to mute yourself? Just trying to figure out my settings.
I had to mute myself.
Okay. All right. Well, I thought I had it set so that it's all muted and oh well. I got to work on settings again.
Hey, Jessica.
Linda's here.
So do we need to mute it ourselves here in just a minute?
In a minute. You know, when we're ready to start, please mute yourself. I tried to mute everybody last time in the middle of the thing and then I muted the video, so that was my fault. Hey, Linda, how are you?
I'm here.
Great.
Hi, Linda.
And Debbie. Debbie is here. Let's see. Who'd I miss? Anybody? Laura. I probably said hi to Laura before she actually got connected. So we said hi to you, Laura.
Thank you.
Okay, Lucy's here. And anyone else did I miss? Okay, we've got about 1 more minute. Jana got on, Becky's on.
Do you want our cameras on even when we're kind of taking notes and our phones might be showing the ceiling?
Absolutely, you betcha. Yes, you know, when you're taking notes, people are watching the video, so that's fine.
And a lot of times it is pinned to the speaker, and so we can't really see up your nose.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. Did y'all have a great week?
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Wonderful. It's cold here in Kansas, but you know what? It's our job to heat it up in our business with this new year.
It's a great time for a white sale.
Okay, I
That's
think
right.
my thing, there's several popping on still. You know, if you get here like a minute before, that would be great. so that we can start right at 7, but we've got people popping on. And hey, Lisa, I see you, and Denise, and Catherine is here, and Jen. I kind of tried to say hi to everybody. Becky, did I say hi to you? And Debbie, hi, Debbie. So
No.
if you're in order, Gina, I don't know if I said hi to you. So it kind of, Zoom kind of messes you up. I was trying to say hi to everybody, and now I think you're all over the place. So one question I had, do you guys all know how to do the grid so that you see everybody rather than just a little line at the top? And
I do not.
okay, Taryn, if you go up, are you on a computer or your phone?
I'm on my iPhone.
Okay, well, I don't know. Does it do it on an iPhone? Can you get the grid on the iPhone?
I don't
You may
think
not
so.
be,
I don't
be
think
able to, but on a computer, up in the top right corner, it says view. And if you click on view, it gives you the ability to change to gallery view. And you guys are the gallery, and you see all these little squares. And if you have it on speaker view, then only the person speaking is what you see. So I don't know about a phone, whether you can do that or not. So anyway, I've got another page of people, so we're overflowing to another page. Hey, Teresa, I see you. And okay, so Linda, you want to go ahead and get started?
Yes.
All
Well,
right.
welcome to week 2 of the Boss Babes Trailblazer Edition. And it is fabulous to see so many people who are interested in expanding their business, or at least expanding your mind. You know, sometimes we have to expand our mind before the rest can happen. But if you don't get here, nothing happens. You don't have that chance for expansion. And that's why it's so important to attend Mary Kay events, even if you have to travel somewhere, because then you see a bigger picture. We have heard this last week that many of you really had your minds expanded by Linda Tupin's idea of taking a map and making that circle of where you are willing to travel to. For some of you, it may be into the next neighborhood. For some of you, it may be 30 miles, 60 miles. Her training, you know, I've been with Mary Kay 35 years, and her training I heard many years ago when I was growing my business. And that was powerful to me to see in a fairly short radius how many communities there were. And you may be thinking, wow, I don't know if I want to go to another town. I feel like I need to stay in my own town. I don't know what, you know, that sounds a little scary. But you know, it is not a case of going somewhere where you know no one. It's a case of how far you feel like you could drive or get to if you're doing in person, and the fact that you already know somebody there. You have a friend or a connection there. So it's not like you are going in and going to talk to somebody in the gas station and say, how about doing this for me? Although you can do that if that's your jam. But it may be thinking, my cousin lives there. I've known her my whole life. She loves me. I love her. She will help me expand. And so realize it doesn't have to be a scary thing. So keep working on that. And that's just such an important thing to realize, that it doesn't have to be a scary thing. You know people everywhere. And so that is kind of a review of last week. Does anyone have any really quick questions about anything you heard last week that you either want verified, or it was just so powerful for you that it changed something for you this week? Raise your hand and Donna will unmute you. I can't see anything.
Yeah. You know, if you have questions, let's use the chat also. And over in the chat, Andrea is saying that she's having issues with her camera on my laptop, trying to get it fixed so I can turn it on. Okay, so I don't know if she's having issues just now or all the time. If I don't know if we can help you with that now or not.
The other thing is, it doesn't have to hold you back. Just
Yes, that's right.
don't waste time trying to figure out something. If you can hear us, that's good.
Yes, so use the chat if you have questions, because we may, and then there's a little hand thing down at the bottom of your computer. I don't know where it is on an iPhone, but you can raise your hand or lower it. So that might help us spot you also. Go ahead, Linda, sorry.
Okay, let me just look real here. Okay, one quick question. What advice do you have for people who don't drive? Well, you probably don't know everybody within your walking distance or your bus distance or however you do get from point A to point B. If you know all those people, that's great, but I bet you haven't facialed every one of them. So think of who you know. And we have the new thing now of, well, it's not new anymore, but virtual. Really, we want to think about where we're willing to drive to, but you know, anywhere in the United States can be your friend if you can communicate by Zoom or different Facebook Messenger. I just even on a conversation, that circle encircles the United States. That's our territory. So yes, virtually working. Well, I think we'll move on and get things going. Tonight, you're going to hear from a trailblazer, one I learned from as she spoke on the seminar stage 30 years ago. And you must realize the importance. You are hearing from women who made Mary Kay happen, that give you the Mary Kay you have today. And it's so important for you to hear from those legacy leaders, because you are the links to keep it going. And we don't want any weak links. So with that, we'll just move right on to the next person who's to speak.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Awesome. I'm Jessica Harvey from sunny 0 degrees in Colorado today. We're freezing out here, but it's great. I'm coming on to give you guys some announcements tonight. Well, last week, we challenged you guys, gave you a couple announcements, and one of them was to do the preferred customer program. So if you have a pom-pom or you got your hands up in the air, let's see who did the PCP program to at least one person last week. Woo, look at those pom-poms. Pom-poms make my heart happy. Awesome. Ooh, Donna, good job. You got a pom-pom there. Good job. Awesome. Nice job, because that's going to be so exciting when the new products come out. You guys can order the new products ahead of time. And we got to see the new products at Leadership, and we are head over heels excited for them. So I can't wait to tell you guys about that on February 1st. So that's the first thing. So get excited about following up with your customers when the new catalog arrives. Another announcement is we have the Mary Kay Skincare Selling Challenge. That started on January 1st to February 28th. And that challenge is to sell the new Mary Kay skincare line. And Mary Kay is awarding the units, the top units, with $200 gift cards to the units with the highest regimen sold. And it's actually calculated on the unit average. So all of our unit averages go into play with that. So just a reminder, we have the mattifying skincare line, and we have the hydrating skincare line, which are great for anyone looking for simple, gentle, and effective products. So keep on talking to your customers about the Mary Kay skincare line so that we can all take advantage of those challenges with our units. So that's the first announcement. Second announcement. The next announcement is we have the Mary Kay. Oh, I think there's some echo. Let's see. I hear echo. Could you? Oh, there we go. We can mute some. Okay, sorry. I'm like, I can't focus. There's echo. Okay. The next thing is there's the Mary Kay Add One More Challenge, which is a great way to connect with new and existing customers. So with that, you introduce a customer to one new product in their regimen. They share it with 2 friends on social media for 3 weeks. And then that's a great way to help your customers with just their skincare results. And then there's also great tools on Social Media Central on Mary Kay. There's even a playbook of what to post each day, and it's really exciting because it gets the word out about Mary Kay. So that one is called the Mary Kay Just Add One More Challenge. So those are our announcements for tonight. I'll give it away to Diane.
Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
Thinking it's okay. Being a Mary Kay consultant since
Hold
my
on
third. Can you hear me okay?
Hold on 1 second, Diana. We're doing some announcements real quick.
Okay.
Okay, let me give it to Diane, director. You're on mute. Is she next, Donna?
Diane, yes, Diane, it's you. You're muted. Can you unmute? We cannot hear you, Diane.
Okay, sorry, friends. I was completely locked out on my screen. No idea what was going on. Holy smokes. All right, nothing like getting the heart rate going a little bit. I have the privilege today to recognize our top 5. But before we roll into that, I just want to applaud everyone. And if you got your pom-poms, I want you to shake them, ladies. Everyone who took the time to really go ahead and just record those points, whether or not you thought you were going to be in the top 3 or top 5. We are so proud of you. A track number grows, and it is the awareness that brings your attention to the work that will move you forward. So if you took the time to, to report your points this week, I want you to go ahead and give yourself a little pat on the back. And just know that it makes a difference. It really does. We had the privilege of watching a football game yesterday, and the winner won by only 2 points. So week after week after week, your contributions make a difference. So that was it was so exciting to see so many of you taking that challenge and just being accountable. So we would like to recognize, we have a tie for number 5. We have Lisa Schreck from Donna Bay's unit and Catherine Spolaric from my unit. So we are so proud to see that you guys are just taking this seriously and being intentional with your work. Number 4 was Maya Sirachi from Debbie Lamondola's unit. Maya, way to go. And then coming in close to our top positions, next was Samantha Rodriguez from Jessica Harvey's unit. So way to go, Samantha. All right. And then finally, our runner-up and our number 1. So before I announce that, if you think you're in contention, I want you to take just a moment and reflect and think about what you may have done differently this week that contributed to your point totals. Maybe an aha moment or something you did that you surprised yourself or implemented that you're going to keep doing. So Chris Foley from Jessica Harvey, you are our number 2 point total. And Chris, if you would like.
Oh, Diane, you're on mute.
I'm
Yep,
sorry,
it
that
said
was my fault.
You're testing me to see if I can get unmuted again. It's like, seriously, the whole screen was blank, everything, panic stricken. So, all right, Chris, I hope that you're not having any technical challenges for us today, because we want to hear the difference you made in your business. If you want to unmute Chris Foley and tell us how you made it to number 2 this week.
You will have to unmute. There she is.
I don't see her on here anymore.
Yeah, she's,
I saw her look.
Okay.
Okay, how about now?
Yay!
Okay, so mine was actually a culmination of a few weeks. I went through my Mary Kay exclusives group on Facebook. I have about 126 people in there. So I did work my way through that list and followed up with folks and planned a Facebook Live yesterday that had 10 people on it. And then there were some other folks who couldn't make it that I also have some follow-ups with. So that's probably the biggest thing.
Okay. And congratulations for working your group so thoroughly that you've really connected with people. Tell us, Chris, though, also, was there anything you did differently this week as a result of last week's training? Any focus or change that you made?
I wouldn't really say there's any change that I've made, but I've certainly given a thought to creating a geographical area, even though I'm the one who just asked that question about what do you do if you don't drive. And I actually am working to expand my territory in the U.S. I'm in Virginia, but I had 3 people from Florida and 1 from California. So
All right.
covered a lot of ground.
That's great. Having an active group will surely help. And I'll just give you a quick tip before we move on to our number 1. Congratulations again on ranking so high on the scoreboard. As we were coaching this week, one of our beauty consultants really realized she has limited time to work her business. So the geographic area of expansion was intimidating to her. She didn't want to sacrifice the drive time. So what she's implementing is working in neighborhoods, as if we would talk about other geographical communities, that she has a goal to represent Mary Kay in every neighborhood in her community. So maybe that's something that could bless you too, is something in your immediate circle, or, you know, each little pocket or subdivision or, you know, little group that you could implement that training for, but just really much closer to home rather than expanding out. So yeah, so I'm grateful for the training because it made us think a new thought too. So congratulations again, Chris. Now a little drum roll, please, a little desktop drum roll for our number 1, Becky Osborne from Judy Roman's unit. Congratulations. And let's give props where props are due. Becky, while you're unmuting, you should know that you took the number 1 position by what we would like to call a landslide. So well done, way to represent. So Becky, tell us a little bit about your week and how you got to be number 1 this week.
Hold on. Did I unmute? Hold on.
We hear you. Yeah, that's great. Good job.
What did I do different? Worked full circle. Was just having all these things to do and make sure that we work full circle. So had the parties. I still call them parties. Had the parties. Got the referrals. Some were from totally out of my area, Grand Junction, North Carolina, and then followed up with everybody and did sharing appointments. So just worked everything full circle.
Is that a change for you, Becky, or is that something you've consistently done?
I wouldn't say consistently, but I try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're working, it sounds like virtually, because you're in different communities. Are you?
One was virtual and the rest of them were in person. So.
Okay. So how do you feel about that 10 geographic area? Is that a focus that you feel is contributing to you right now, or is it just your general momentum that is ramping up?
General momentum, but it did make me, ask for more referrals out of state.
Okay. That's great.
It's like, the gal from North Carolina was like, oh, I don't know anybody. I'm like, oh, sure you do. So.
Okay.
It made me ask more. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it influenced your conversations. Mm-hmm. All right. Did you, I hate to put you on the spot, but you were really number 1 by a landslide. So I know you have some wisdom to share. So if you could be encouragement to all of our consultants who are trailblazing boss babes with us right now, but wanting to think a new thought and to build to that kind of consistency that you have, what tip could you give them to just help move us all forward just a little bit?
Be productive, not just busy, be productive.
Terrific advice. I think that should be on my date book this week. Thank you.
That's my word.
All right. Let's have a great virtual round of applause for Becky. Congratulations again. Okay, Donna, who's our trailblazer this week?
Okay, I am going to share my screen. So just give me a second to do that. You're going to love this woman. I've been in for 47 years. And so I remember when she was on stage and she was speaking just like the top 3 do now. And you'll love this lady. Okay, so. Okay, do you see her? Tell me if the video's showing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear her?
Yes. No.
Sales director.
No, I can't hear.
I think we just
Turn
need
up
a
your
little
volume.
louder. We need a little louder.
Several parts of this country heretofore. When I was a brand new beauty consultant,
I think you guys, if you can't hear her, you need to turn up your volume on your device. Is that correct?
No, I can hear you really loudly, but I cannot hear this video.
Okay. Is there
Donna, if you
something I'm
go-
supposed to click when I,
Go down to the video where it says like 22 seconds and then click that little video icon. See if that can go up a little higher. Oh,
Also, did you share your audio?
oh, well, that's what I'm wondering if I didn't see it. So let me double check that. Let me stop it. Stop the screen share and start again because maybe I missed a button. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know over in StreamYard, you have to do that. Share sound. Okay. I don't think I got that. All right, let's see if this works better. Give me thumbs up if it does. Can you see her again?
Yes.
All right, we'll get the kinks worked
I was
out.
excited
Yeah.
about the possibilities, although the only person I ever met was my recruiter, who was also a
Can you
sales
start it over?
director, between holiday visits. So she and I only met. Good morning or good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. My name is Ann Newbury, and I'm Elite National Sales Director Emeritus. And I live in the Dallas, Texas area now, after having lived in several parts of this country heretofore. When I was a brand new beauty consultant, I was excited about the possibilities, although the only person I ever met was my recruiter, who was also a sales director, between holiday visits. So she and I only met for one lunch, but all of her enthusiasm sold me on giving this a try. And thanks to a little loan from my dad to get my inventory and my showcase, I was able to pioneer the area of Richmond, Virginia, which is where we lived, and I was recruited in the Dallas area. But the most exciting thing about my commencement was that I said, I'm representing the newest and hottest thing in Dallas, Texas, in the area of skincare and makeup artistry and blah, 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 whatever it was I said that, I don't know, so many years ago. And but the key was people were curious. I had a good range of friends, so my beginning was pretty successful for about 3 months. And then my husband decided we were going to move all the way from Richmond to Boston, Massachusetts. And I had probably turned over 3 orders of inventory. It would have been very small by your terms, but it was a lot for me at that time. And I was the only one in the city. I was the only one in the city. And I was able to recruit one of my best customers to take over the business when we moved because of my husband's job. That's usually how things worked back then. So I moved to Boston, didn't know anybody. I was expecting my 3rd child, actually. And so I was going to have 3 children under the age of 6 or 7, something like that. I lost track along the way. But I met one of my neighbors in the street walking the babies one day, and after we had moved in, a lot of snow, a lot of cold weather. And she was welcoming me to the neighborhood, and she said, do you work? Do you have a job? And I said, oh, no, I don't work. And then I had to kind of jerk myself, and I said, well, actually, I represent this small cosmetics company out of Dallas, Texas. I'm sure you've never heard of it. Nobody else has. But it's called Mary Kay Cosmetics. And what I'm trained to do is to offer you a complimentary facial. You get to try everything all at one time in the privacy of your home or mine. So if you all would like to pop over for coffee tomorrow, I'd love to have you, and you can see what it's all about. There's no obligation. And that's the way my consultantship took root in Boston. And after, I don't know, I guess it was the better part of a year that I was doing it on and off. I'd meet people, I'd say, this is what I do. People were nice enough to say, sure, I'd love to see it. And in most cases, they bought. I mean, the product sold itself. There's no two ways about it. All I had to do was get it on their face. I truly believed in that much. So when my director called me long distance one day and encouraged me to think about the role of directorship, which I had no idea what it was, I had no idea what it entailed. I had never been to a company meeting. I didn't know anyone but her. And I kind of thought it was like a board of directors. I thought I was going to sit on some group of people and tell them what I thought every month. But that wasn't the case. And once she explained to me what the job was, and then I began to notice her paychecks in the magazine, the company newsletter. It was not colorful like it is now. It was very simple. But she was making a lot of money, and certainly for a woman. And my little family, even though we lived in a more prosperous city, the cost of living there was just as high as the potential income. So we were back where we started from. We had no money at the end of the month, no money at the end of the month. And I was going to have to make the difference. That's where you have to examine yourself as a consultant. How far, it's not a matter of how far do you intend to take this. It's a matter of what your present needs are, and are they going to grow into bigger needs later, depending upon your family lifestyle and your obligations. I had obligations. So I was willing to listen to her presentation of being a director. I didn't know how to recruit anybody. I talked my best friend into taking over the customers in Richmond. That was easy. But I didn't know how to recruit anyone, and I didn't want to overpromise or underdeliver. Again, I'd never met anyone in the company except my recruiter or seen anything. There was no videos. We had none of that. And so she just made a decision to fly up and help me. And that decision on her part would set the tone for the rest of my life. Honestly, it did. She insisted on coming quickly while we were having a hot, a live wire about it before I got cold feet. And she stayed in my home for 2 or 3 days, and anybody that I could get to come over and meet my lovely house guest and also hear about the company that I was representing, people came. I think I had 12 that were supposed to come, and actually 6 showed up. Well, the miracle was 24 hours later, 5 ladies out of those 6 had decided overnight to become consultants, and they wanted to see Carolyn one more day because she was going to do a training the next day. So once again, her influence, she charming, lovely, beautiful, intelligent, certainly professional, and made a big difference. It did. And I wanted to be that kind of a difference going forward for whoever I had the chance to recruit. So I listened, I paid attention, I learned. She went back. I had my 3rd child born a week later. I was back on the road interviewing all the other people that I could even think of. And more than that, I had the confidence to sell the big picture, not the big picture, but there's the picture of how much money you could make by the hour, what a difference you could make with your family's finances and future. I learned. I listened and I learned. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. And then be willing to tell the story. Tell the Mary Kay Cosmetics story to each and every person who's willing to sit there and have a cup of coffee and ask questions maybe, or be interested. You won't win them all. I never did. Nobody can. It's not for everybody. But until you tell the story, along with your story, what motivated you to come into it, now you have living proof that you're making money. And if you're not, that'll be my next piece of advice to you. Be willing to hold a class every day. They all won't hold, so you don't have to worry about how to fill the time, but you need to be much more booked. I know that when I had good weeks, the bank account just showed right there, and it was like success breeds success. So multiply your actions and your intentions and follow through on all that. Otherwise, you tend to get a little, not lazy, but sluggish, and you lose confidence, and before you know it, you're losing a little belief. So the rest of it is history. But within 3 months of that visit of hers, and the 5 people she helped me recruit, I had gone on to get the rest of my team that was required to go all the way to Dallas and be a director in qualification and spend a whole week. I had a whole week of being trained by people from the office, the local sales directors in Dallas, and of course, the lady herself. That's when I met Mary Kay herself. And she spent a whole entire day teaching us, most of all, how to lead our lives and be organized and be efficient and be personable and be truthful and be honest and follow through on each and everything you promise. If a customer is expecting a delivery at 10 o'clock, do not be there at 10:15. She may have already had to run to the doctor. I mean, just learn to treat people the way you would want to be treated in all situations. So I was on my way. I never looked back. That was January of 1971. I never looked back. I went on to become a director that spring, finished my not by landslides. I had the minimum number of team members and the production with a few dollars over, I guess, but we were trailblazing and we were alone. So I was having to act as the director to them as well as be the pioneer to finish the team. And then I had a wonderful 5 years. The next 5 years were just magical. We recruited, we team built. Mary Kay had taught me that my most important job would be to give my job away. So it's like, okay, I became a director, but it wasn't going to be about me anymore. It was going to be about you and you and you and anybody who thought they might want to be a director as well. And so, I'm so sorry. I would hold recruiting coffees in their homes. I would do exactly for them, what Carolyn had done for me without having to get on a plane and do it. So we built beyond Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, Connecticut. Anywhere I had a team member that had grown in the business and wanted to grow, I'll go and had a recruiting coffee. Sometimes we got all of them, sometimes we got one, sometimes we got none. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It was the activity and the action and the belief that what we were doing was right that made it all so much fun and so worthwhile. And then after I was a director for 5 years, I had qualified to be a national sales director, having gone from pretty much nothing all the way to national and having a wonderful team of 30 sales directors in my area that was going to launch what was going to become not only a record-breaking, but a historic area for the northeastern part, and then the rest of the Mary Kay world. Right after I became a national, the company started talking about opening Canada. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be exciting? And it was just not that bad of a drive for me from Boston to Canada. And we had a couple of leads. A couple of my girls had contacts or extended family up there. And I mean, we were in the car before the first meeting could have taken place. Mary Kay was going to be a guest at an open house in Montreal. We were there the day before, prospecting just to come meet this lady and have a facial with us right here in the hotel. I mean, we just moved like the speed of light. If we believed it, we did it. And if someone followed us like a Pied Piper, we were thrilled. Well, that whole thing of Canada taught me about getting out of my town, out of my state, now out of my country, and bringing the opportunity to a country where women were underpaid. They were worse than America. And wasn't that exciting to give them something they could look forward to? I'm going to tell you, I wound up developing 8 national sales directors all across Canada from one coast to the other. And those 8 went on to develop another 6 or 7. I've lost track. All I know is the Pilgrim family, as we are known to be, we are the Pink Pilgrims of New England. It's a historic group. It was a revolution, and we took our story and went as far as the world would take us. It was 11 years later after I worked in Canada. I went up there every 6 weeks at least for the rest of my Mary Kay career until we opened Mexico 11 years later, and I felt the draw. I had holidayed down there. I loved the Mexican people. And I knew that they would just be thrilled with this. So I was on a plane as soon as the first opening guest event was announced. And Mary Kay was backstage. She looked at me and said, "What are you doing here? You're supposed to be taking care of Canada." I said, "Oh, they're well in place. We're doing great up there. Now I'm going to do Mexico." And she just blinked her eyes. And I went on to have the very first national sales director in the country of Mexico, and many more beyond her. She was an elite executive at the point of her retirement and passing on. And anyway, I could go on and on about this. Sometimes it gets almost unbelievable. But the point is, if you take a deep breath, make up your mind you want to be a star, a Mary Kay star, promise your family that you'll do everything that you possibly can to make this work for them and your husband, you're going to enjoy the journey. That's, I promise you. Please take a deep breath. Believe that you can do anything in the world that your mind and heart will let you do. Tell your husband, I'm out the door, but don't worry, I'll come back and I'm going to have money when I come. And then just enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. I bless you all. Congratulations. You'll be great. And take a big bite and go on and work your way all the way to the top. You can do it. Love you.
Okay. Debbie.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Wasn't she wonderful? Well, those of us who have been in Mary Kay for such a long time, we just hear Ann Newberry, and I do feel like I'm listening to Mary Kay Ash speak. You know, she has such a gentle nature, but what a powerhouse. Oh my goodness. So I'd love to hear from a few of you ladies, what's a takeaway? What's something that struck you? Maybe kind of beside the head, a blinding flash of the obvious. You know, what's something that you'd like to share with the group that is a takeaway from listening to Ann Newberry? Stacia?
Yes.
Hi.
I've been in Mary Kay a long time. I've heard her speak before, but the one thing that stuck me today is hold an appointment every day and you'll bring home the money.
I heard that too. And you know, back then, I think in our mind we think, oh, it was so easy for them back then, you know. But really and truly, she said not all of her appointments held. But you have to have enough on your books so that some will hold. So thanks for sharing that. That was something that really hit me between the eyes too. Who else heard something that you'd like to share? Just unmute and talk, because it's hard to see if anybody's.
I like the part
Mary,
about
Okay, hold on.
Mary Dickinson.
Yes. The one thing that always stands out to me is when she was saying to treat others how you want to be treated. Because I believe, for me personally, if you make that connection, then you can grow upon that connection in order to be successful, in order to make not just sales, but you have those business connections which can lead into more possible friendships, which open up your opportunities in the future in order for your business and your team in order to grow. So that's one thing that really stuck out to me that I think is very important.
It is, Mary, and I think all of us were just so proud of that legacy that Mary Kay taught about the golden rule and, you know, treating our customers with kid gloves, because it's so easy to lose a customer when you don't treat them well. So do your very best to treat them well. So thank you for sharing that, Mary. I know somebody else.
When she said multiply your intentions, and to vocalize my intentions to my husband and do the work, that meant a lot to me to watch my business grow. And also how she overcame a lot of her obstacles and stepped out of her box. She stepped out of her comfort zone because they changed states. So she knew she had to in order to have a successful business, and that's exactly what she did.
And that's exactly what you can do, Eleanor, because you're in a new state now. So hopefully that gives you lots of inspiration for you to build your business. And yeah, I mean, can you imagine going and speaking to women, they didn't even know who Mary Kay was. We have it so much easier that Mary Kay is the #1 best-selling brand and top 5 global beauty brand. Like, it's so much easier for us. So thank you, Eleanor. And I see Lisa, you have your hand up.
Yes, I was just going to mention that when she talked about, having the recruiting coffees and she said, we just did it. We went with it and it didn't matter if people signed up then or not. It was about having the experience, and if we believed in it, we showed up and we did the thing. And if people followed us, then so be it. But I liked that mentality of just, believing in what they're doing and just going for it. Not always, you sometimes are going to get the no's, but that's not the point of the whole thing.
Yeah, that was what Mary Kay Ash taught us, right? That it's just all about sharing with everybody that comes within 3 feet of you, regardless of what their decision is. And Mary Kay isn't for everybody, thank goodness, because then we wouldn't have customers, right? But our job is to tell people about it. So that's great. Thank you, Lisa. Gina.
Yes, I liked when she said your most important job is to give your job away. In a society where we hold our jobs close to us because we don't want to be replaced, this career is totally different. We want to give our jobs away. So that hit home with me.
Yeah, it comes back to the sharing, right? If you're happy with what you have gained from your Mary Kay business, then you want other people to also enjoy that. And I know that that's one of the things that I loved when I joined Mary Kay. It's been over 28 years now. I like that I did not have to recreate the wheel. All of those generations of women have gone before us and have really perfected it, how we do the business. And if you listen to what Anne was saying, she went out, she talked to people, she booked them for appointments, and the script is almost exactly what we teach now. If I were to offer you, complimentary facial, all of those phrases and terminology is the same thing, right? We're offering women the same thing now. And I loved in the chat, I saw that Jenny had said, make that promise to your family. I will be back, but I will come back with some money. I love that too, right? That confidence that you, and getting your family on board. So I think I hear from so many consultants who say, oh, my husband doesn't really support me in the business. And I'm like, well, are you making money? Are you contributing to your family? Is it a business or is this a social club or a hobby? You have to actually put what we're teaching you into action to build a business. And I think most men, once you show them the money, they're very happy to encourage you to go out and, reach for your dreams. Linda, I see you're unmuted. Did you want to share something?
One of the things you said that hit home for me was be willing to tell the Mary Kay story and your own. I personally tell my story, but I don't tell the Mary Kay story. And I'm coming to realize that it needs to be told because she's no longer here, and we need to keep it going, keep the story going for the company. So that hit home to me.
Thank you for sharing that, Linda. Yeah, it is really relevant now because most women, unfortunately, don't have the opportunity to get paid what they're worth in a flexible environment. And, Mary Kay just blew apart the glass ceiling way back in the 60s, right?
Right.
Great. Any last comments from anybody?
It looks like Gina's hand is up.
Oh, Gina, yes. Oh,
No?
I think it was from before. You probably just didn't.
Okay.
Well, just to kind of wrap it up, one of the things that I would like to challenge each one of you to think about this week is when somebody asks you, what is it that you do? What is it? What is your response? And Anne said, oh, no, I don't work. And I said, oh, wait a second. Yes, I do. How are you confidently answering that you represent, the the #1 best-selling brand of skincare and color cosmetics, a top 5 global beauty brand. Are you confident with how you are explaining what you do and what it is that you're looking for? Because I think that's something you definitely need to have memorized and practice. So that's something that if you have a little power partner, you both should like work on your little, what is it, the 7-second elevator speech or whatever it is. How are you expressing what you do to those that you meet? And does everyone in your circle know that you represent Mary Kay? So I'd like you to think about that with me. All right, I think I'm passing it over to Amy.
Hi, I'm here to share our Bible verse for the week. You all have the scriptures written in your packet, and there's a great version of this verse there. But if it's okay, I would like to share with you. If any of you have heard of the God Thought cards that Stacey James created, I found this same verse on a card. And so in her version of the Bible, on the card, it says, "In him, Christ, and through the faith in him, we may approach God with freedom and confidence," which I love. And so that is Ephesians 3, verse 12. And so I'm going to quickly share just the inspirational message that goes with it. It says, "God has not released me from my calling. He has not overlooked my potential. When I remember to seek him first, he will once again organize my heart and energize me to open my eyes to his glorious vision. He will remind me of my importance and the significance of my success. He wanted me to be victorious, and I want all of us to be victorious." Thank you so much, and I'm going to turn it over to Jana.
All right. All right, ladies, thank you so much for all of you hopping on here tonight. So just to recap everything, you heard about all of the great contests. I don't have to recap all of that. We heard from some great leaders. Oh my goodness. Congratulations to Chris Foley and Becky Osborne. As I looked at Becky's points, you guys, she had to have gotten 40 leads, had 2 parties done, had 4 additional bookings, done at least 10 faces, and had at least 4 interviews. So I know that you all want to know, what is the benchmark? How do I go above and beyond? How do I become #1? Okay. So just to give you just a few ideas there. Also, wow, Ann Newberry, a true pioneer in Mary Kay. You could still feel her courage and her enthusiasm, couldn't you? Guess what? Enthusiasm ends in IASM. That stands for I am sold myself. When you're making money in this business and you're booking appointments and you're holding appointments, you are sold yourself. And it becomes totally contagious. And I'm not surprised that they were recruiting 6 people here and 6 people there. But think about the courage she had. You know, do we get a little scared when we think about asking our neighbor for a facial? And she was going to Mexico and Canada. Holy smokes. I love Ann Newberry. And wow, how fun was that? So anyway, ladies, so much. There's just so much to take away from these. So I encourage you, rewatch this throughout the week. And if you're not listening to Mary Kay audio recordings, things that will pour into you and your business while you're taking a shower, while you're doing your makeup, while you're cooking your supper, while you're taking your dog for a walk, you're missing opportunities. Infuse your brain with Mary Kay and you will go far. All right. Make sure that you are keeping your points. Know what counts. So that way you know what to go do and how to plan your week so you can plan your success. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you on here next week. Bring your sister beauty consultants and let's make a powerful, powerful week. And you know what? We're going to grow Mary Kay. We are pioneers of a new age in Mary Kay, and it's our responsibility to go out and make it great. Okay? All right. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.